In an effort to combat misogyny, London Mayor Sadiq Khan has unveiled a campaign encouraging men to push back against their friends if they make sexist remarks. I spoke with Sarah, in Sheffield, about this issue, asking first about the Mayor's initiative.
I haven't seen the campaign, so I don't know.
But do you think generally it's an issue that deserves a campaign to try and help with it?
Yeah, so I suppose my idea about those kind of campaigns, because I've seen similar ones, they're quite good ones from, I think it was the Glasgow police did quite a good campaign, like advertising campaign about this. It's very good to do an advertising campaign, but somebody like Sadiq Khan, who's a politician, there's like systemic issues with sexism in the UK, and I would admire him more if he could start addressing some of those issues and being a bit more vocal about the kind of intersectional ways that women are suffering under the Covenant government. And then, as he's in the Labour Party, maybe addressing how Keir Starmer's Labour Party is also failing to address those issues.
So you think it's the systemic problems that deserve more attention, and this is sort of perhaps not going to have as big of an impact as you think needs to take place? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I'd say that it's like a nice to have. It is important and it's something I'd expect to be happening, but without backup practical changes, it's just a veneer.
I suppose Mr. Khan's idea was maybe to try and subtly shift the culture instead of, you know, regulating and having this come from central government, and just try to subtly nudge people towards a different kind of behaviour. Do you think there's any legitimacy to that idea? Or do you think it has to come from central government?
No, I think it's good to nudge people, to keep it at the forefront of people's minds. But I just feel like it's a bit hypocritical coming from somebody who, like, I don't know Sadiq Khan's politics that well, but when I look at the situations within the Labour Party that have happened with sexism, misogyny, and the like cover-up of domestic abuse situations in the Labour Party, particularly in London, I wonder, has he been talking out in defence of the female MPs or his female colleagues who have been victimised by sexism and domestic violence? MPs like Afsana Begum and other, for example, Muslim MPs, Sara Sultana,
So I think we've got a bit of an idea of where you might be going with this, but my next question is, how do you feel more broadly about the current approach in society to women and girls? Do you think they are treated fairly in UK society, or do you think more needs to be done, and how do you think more should be done?
I think in general, in day-to-day life, I feel like women experience like quite good rights in the UK with a certain level of equality. I feel like quite a lot of men are now a bit more informed about sexism and maybe try to support women. But I think it doesn't take long when you get in a bad situation for the kind of misogyny or the like protections of patriarchy that exists for men to like rile up. And in my personal experience, I've known men who are like feminists who then, when push comes to shove, will happily be sexist or offensive or inappropriate, because I don't know how deep-rooted their feminism is, perhaps not as deep-rooted as like the way men are brought up. I don't know about the next generation. I feel like there is maybe more hope for when I talk to younger people, they have more open-minded approach to gender, and I think that helps contribute to gender equality, because if you see gender as like not necessarily a fixed thing, then you start to realise that it's not a way of defining people or controlling people.
Absolutely.
So hope for the future, maybe.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.